He does have a pretty similar stat line in terms of kind of those bottom three, just a little bit off the mark on some of them. But he does come in with a lot more strength in comparison to the lack of defense that he's going to have. And lack of dexterity.
Lack of everything, but is he going to be able to lack the kill potential? That's going to be the real question as we get on into this game. Kero versus Kircix.
Neutral sig.
Swordplay coming out from both players.
It's underneath. He got that recovery. Kero almost caught him with that ground pound, which would have been a stock finisher. Kero was very effective with those signatures. He likes to use that side signature and neutral signature. Not a big fan of the sword down signature, oddly enough, but when it comes to the guitars, he knows how to use that signature kit equally strong as well.
Kero now. He's gotten the
Side
damage.
sig.
There's a side sig.
And he's going to be swapping over to the guitars. Kircix, no weapon spawn just yet. There's the pickup on the axe. What can he do against Kero? Can't quite get that hit. Just a little bit off the mark on that side light. Expected Kero to walk forward. Again, throwing out the side light. Really wants that side light in there into the follow-up, but he needs to get the side light first. Weapon toss, can't get the neutral light. Kero able to spot dodge through it. And Kero is just in control. Down sig. Can Kero finish this off and get that 3-stock potential?
Ooh, downlight into side air wasn't working out for Kero. Manages to avoid that down sig. It really did look like he was about to just fall right into that down sig, but manages to avoid it.
Neutral sig comes out from Kero. Down sig comes out from Kero, and Kero has 3 stocks to the 1 stock of Kircix.
And Kero continuing to build up tons of damage onto Kircix right now. Kircix going to be looking a gravity cancel neutral signature, trying to get the kill. The ground pound actually does it from like a foot off the ground.
Yeah, that was
I don't think he actually used measurements here. In Australia, they use the metric system, right? That's a meter off the ground.
Pretty sure like there's very few countries that use Imperial, America, and then like 2 others, if I'm not mistaken. I don't super know, but
that's the important part.
Yeah, definitely not Australia.
Kircix now trying to come up with these recoveries, but he is unable to find this kill on Kero. Kero,
nice ground pound.
Did the ground pound though? The ground pound's been doing some decent work.
Yeah, might go for another ground pound follow up. No, he's going to fast fall, kind of wait for the opportunity for the recovery. Does get the damage onto Kero. Kircix showing some life. He's got this axe play. Might bust it out if he decides to keep with this Brawlhalla for game 2. But right now, Kero is, I mean, he's still in the lead by all accounts. The ground pound comes out. Kircix not taking a whole lot of damage in this 3rd stock. Ground pound comes out again.
A really good job at trying to even this match back up. He's gotten good damage. He's put Kero in bad positions. He's got a sword now this time. Is he going to be able to find this kill? Nice down air. Coming out from Kircix. I want to see
might get the reverse 3-0 at this point. He's only in the orange against Kero. He's got the axe in hand. This has been his damage building weapon. But Kero comes up, picks up the sword. Another stare could be death. Kircix expected that ground pound around, so he's going to try to get that dare above, but couldn't quite get Kero to go over the corner.
Ooh, good recovery coming out from Kircix, but he jumps right into that side air. Kero's going very greedy, and there's the ground pound going the way of Kero. That's going to be game number 1. And now Kircix, I kind of want to see his axe was solid. His sword was kind of lacking. Maybe a Ragnir?
Hey, he read your mind. It's going to be the Ragnir pick from Kircix. He had the strong axe. I'm surprised he went with the Brawlhalla first. That was not a pick that we've seen from Kircix, to my recollection. It didn't work terribly considering he was able to make those stocks come back. But yeah, Ragnir a little bit stronger. It'll have that more defense, which will give him a little bit more survivability. He does sacrifice movement speed and he sacrifices some of his force. But at the same time, Axe, it's got a lot of force behind it.
2, 1, brawl.
And now as we get on into this, Guitars coming out from Kero. Good neutralite after the dare. Kircix able to get a punish off of that. Picks up the axe. And now we'll see how his axe does on the Ragnir here, considering how well it did with his Jala. But first he's going to be patient, wait out Kero as he comes back on stage. The neutral signature was nice, but it didn't quite work out.
Kircix finally gets back to the wall. Yeah, the neutral signature, it was an interesting option, but Kero decided to dodge down in that position instead of like spot dodge off of that nair. Kircix got the weapon toss, but Kero got the pick up into the neutral light. Damage relatively even between the two, and the guitars are working much better for Kircix than the sword did in game 1. Can't get the dare to hit. Kircix needs to get back to the wall. Does get back up safely.
He was down to recovery there, but he was able to recover high. Kircix didn't quite punish that. Or sorry, Kero didn't quite punish that. Now Kircix being sent off stage, looks for the recovery, does manage to get it off without punish.
Weapon toss into the pickup, neutral light, another ground pound attempt from Kircix. He likes to use this axe ground pound, and it's working fairly well for him. There you see the down air from Kero. Kero hits the weapon attempt for the weapon toss, couldn't quite get it. And Kircix still holding on to the stock, gets underneath with a neutral heavy.
And Kircix now looking very strong with this Ragnir. A lead he hasn't had. Kero flag taunts. I'm not really sure what he's going for there.
He's just planting the flag, man.
Hey, you did good.
This land is my land. This land is your land.
That's not something I'm doing.
Honestly, I don't know like any of the Australian islands. Madagascar?
No. What?
Honestly, I don't know the. Isn't that wait? What's the lyric after "This land is your land"? This land is mine. From California. I don't know what an equivalent of California is on Australia.
Listen, there's definitely no Madagascar involved anywhere regarding Australia.
It's nearby, right?
If either Kero or Kircix were listening to this right now, they would have just stopped, okay? They would have stopped in their tracks.
I watched the movie Madagascar. Eddie Murphy's there. He says something about Australia, I think.
Kircix trying desperately to get this kill on Kero. He got so many good hits in. Kero now, side light, tries to go for the side air. Both players in kill percentage, in edge guard position. Kircix making these weapon throws work nicely for interrupts.
Yeah, he's using a lot of weapon tosses to catch Kero off guard. Side air connects, and Kircix still in control.
And now, again, the weapon tosses is the key for Kircix now. He's figured out that Kero doesn't like jumping over them. But as we go into last stock for both players, very even damage here. Kircix, watch the dare come out, responded with a neutral light. He doesn't have a weapon though, and that's dangerous for him. Axe is definitely the key to his play. He is going to be able to use the unarmed play to help him pick up that axe now. Kero driving Kircix way off the top of the map.
Damage relatively even between the two, all things considered. And we're seeing Kero start to bring out the weapon toss play of his own. Trying to get the spiking play going for the neutral sig. Kircix needs to dare to the platform. No, he's got the dodge in hand, and he's going to be able to get back up safely. Nair comes out, back to the guitars. Kero has guitars of his own, looking for that jump read onto Kircix, but couldn't quite get the hit, and Kircix has the weapon control. Side sig over the corner. Kero's underneath.
Kircix, he's looking for that weapon throw. I think he was going to try to find a dare afterwards, maybe try to egg drop with the axe. Ooh, and Kero goes deep. Weapon throw doesn't quite connect, but a ground pound isn't going to do it either. Kero's still alive.
Over to the left side, Kircix, neutral sig comes out, and Kircix is going to take game 2. That's going to put us into game 3 between the two players.
And Kircix looking a little bit stronger, although Kero was coming back at the end of that third stock. I think it started off a lot more in Kircix's favor at the beginning, but Kero felt like he was starting to get used to it, at least as long as he can avoid those weapon throws.
Yeah, he started to really recognize that the weapon tosses were kind of a very big thing that Kircix was relying on. We'll see if he's able to start getting those dodges. Unfortunately, deflect's not in the game yet for Kero to rely on. So he's going to have to just go for solid dodges or just be in good positions. Obviously, throws can only really go in those 8 directionals, those omnidirectionals, but they are also influenced by the momentum of the player. So maybe Kero will keep that in mind and just kind of be in one of those odd angles that he can't quite get to.
Kircix trying to make the sword damage work. Good patience there, watching the dodge read and able to get a bit of a punish, but not something as substantial as a dare loop. Good recovery coming out from Kircix. I thought he might try to do an axe ground pound, but he didn't bother. Goes for the unarmed ground pound, but good nair coming out from Kero to interrupt. That being said, a lot of damage put down onto Kero. Kircix is looking for a kill now in the form of probably a signature that he's done really good work with on the Ragnir. Doesn't quite find it there. Goes for neutral.
Looking for that kill. He saw the neutral light into the neutral signature. Maybe going to be looking for that axe side air attempt. He's been able to get it a couple of times, and it's generally off of that weapon toss.
What?
Instead, Kero's just going to give it to him. Falls to the soft platform. Might have been holding down as he fell through that soft platform.
Man, Kero's doing such a good job at staying alive there. I was going to give him so much credit. Oh, hey, look, neutral sig. He makes up for it.
Oh, Kircix gets a touch. He gets back up safely. Going to be holding on to the stock, but he needs to widen this gap. If he loses the stock, then it is all for naught. Weapon toss from Kircix, or from Kero. Kircix does get back up. Does get that wall touch off the down air. And the side sig will come out, and the damage relatively even. Kircix still very much in the lead, though.
And now, as we transfer into second stock, both players on ours. Kircix going for a bit of a read-heavy side sig there. Pretty far away. There's that weapon throw, and this time, Kero responds immediately with the neutral light. Says, this weapon throw, not gonna phase me. Kircix going for that neutral sig. Trying to pick Kero out of the air. Kero's been in the air a lot more this time.
Both of them trading back and forth. The down sig comes out. Kircix
Recovery.
off stage. The down air. He gets the chase dodge, but he's over to the left, and that is going to be a stop going the way of Kero. Kircix has to come back. He's got to get this even. He's got to get the response. Kero, he's got the guitars in hand. Can he widen it with that guitar play? He needs to get back up on stage. Gets underneath, gets a recovery, can't continue it, and the recovery comes out from Kircix. That'll even it up.
And now Kircix, I gotta imagine he's gonna stick with the axe. Indeed he is. He's got axe primed up for his next weapon. Kero, on the other hand, gonna have the sword. And now as both players start trading out, Kircix going for the double chase dodge into the side light. And he throws away the weapon. But Kero has the weapon advantage here, picks up the guitars. Kircix doesn't have anything. Kero's gonna start trying to rack up damage as quickly as possible. There comes the axe.
Throwing out down lights, recognizes Kero's above him, trying to get that anti-air property on the light attack. Oh, goes for the weapon toss, but Kero is inside of it. And so the active frames, the startup frames on that weapon toss. Kircix trying to punish behind with the down signature, that fireball underneath, throwing out the neutral signature. He needs more damage onto Kero. Punishes the down sig with a neutral light. The signature comes out from Kero, and Kircix is dead.
Oh, Kircix!
Bumps his head. That is 2 times where Kircix was so close to the wall, but instead was just underneath the main platform.